Come with me and you'll see Willy Wonka parodies. Just not that funny, are they? I just don't...
There was quite a lot of them around this time.
Why?
Yeah, I guess the movie just got into
It's
the
just
point.
easy to take the art design of that film and something else.
Yeah, well, it is. That movie has
and...
fun art design and sort of iconic, I guess. And everyone knows what the Oompa Loompas are. But yes, things like Grunkalunka. It's a great joke, guys.
Because I remember, like, even this is the kind of nonsense that Family Guy would do earlier.
They did an episode.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I mean,
which wasn't great. No.
In case you couldn't know, everyone, Fry and the Slurm Factory is what we're talking about. The final episode of the first season of Futurama. Love Slurm. I kind of like the intro. I've always wanted to try Slurm.
Yeah.
I was an addict of Coca-Cola for a long time. Now I moved on to apple juice, which is better overall. But nevertheless, so Slurm always appealed to me. And
It looks delicious.
Yeah, even when you do find out where it's from, it's like, you know, I drink milk of my cereal. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh, Fry wanted to bite off his arm to get to that super Slurm. That's one of the funniest. Good. That's one of the funniest jokes.
That must have tasted good.
Oh, yeah, I want to try some of that goop. Super
it looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few good jokes in this episode here and there, but yeah.
But it's just like, remember Willy Wonka? Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fine, whatever. Like, I have nothing against Willy Wonka personally. It's a fine film. I like Roald Dahl a lot, certainly.
Obviously, since we're Australian, we never saw Budweiser commercials, so I never knew
about...
Oh,
sure, yeah.
Well, what is it?
Oh, Spuds MacKenzie. No,
yeah.
I heard about that because they did that on The Simpsons as well.
Okay.
Later on, when...
yeah, I vaguely remember that, yeah.
Was this, and Duff Beer, you know.
But I do love Slurms MacKenzie. He's the original party.
Wham Wobble.
Yeah, he's mad.
They got, I realised in the credits, and I've heard this in the commentary, his two party girls, they're both voiced, because they had Pam Anderson around from Fishful of Dollars, and she provided the voice for those two girls.
Oh, okay. They still had her around, wow.
Yeah, it's just like how they still had Lucy Liu around for, I Dated a Robot, so they recorded a line for Love and Rocket. Do you remember that?
No.
There's a bit in Love and Rocket where Bender's... cheating on the Planet
Express that's right.
ship.
She's still in the.
Who are you talking to? Yeah, no, because they had that around.
Okay.
And they decided to just put it in another episode.
There you go. Okay, I didn't realize that. To be honest, I never even realized that was Pamela Anderson.
I saw it in the credits this time around.
Okay.
I was just like featuring special guests. I was like, where was? I was like, oh right, the two girls.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the actual episode with Pamela Anderson, the Fishful of Dollars, I just always assumed that was a voice they put on. There you go. It's actually Pamela Anderson.
According to the commentary.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I didn't know Futurama got that many guest voice stars, but they do here and there. They just don't make as big a deal out of it, I guess.
Not like The Simpsons kind of would.
Yeah, like the Pamela Anderson thing is like kind of organically woven into the episode. It's pretty funny.
It's just like getting a topical celebrity that will kind of perfectly date the episode as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because Fry doesn't even... She makes a joke about something that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot they do with it where it's not like...
That's a funny bit.
It doesn't feel like an ad for a celebrity, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and let's face it, like, I mean, not to, I guess not to diss anyone, but like, I think... If there's any celebrity that you're just getting for the sake of it, I mean, it can potentially be someone who's known for her looks, like Pamela Anderson,
easily,
right? Known for Baywatch,
and for a topical show, and
you know, as opposed to someone who's funny, like if you get the Spinal Tap guys in The Simpsons, for instance, where that was just hilarious. But actually made a funny bit with Pam. It's hilarious. It's one of the to go back to Fishful of Dollars. Like, yeah, it's one of the funnier celebrity guest bits in Simpsons or Futurama or any of these shows. I think Groening's two shows seem to get the more actual celebrities. I don't know, like Family Guy or South Park got as many. South Park could just make up their own nonsense.
Yeah, they'd often just make up voices.
Barbra Streisand.
Oh, right.
Well, they got Isaac Hayes for a little while there, until Scientology, actually.
God.
Oh, yeah, we were insulting Scientology before, so Isaac Hayes' ghost would be mad at us.
Yeah, that could happen.
Which is really bad.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
I'll get Eric Dolphy's ghost to put in a good word for me.
Oh, Dolphy, man. He's all about the good words.
Yeah. Oh, Eric Dolphy's ghost. No one gets that. Never mind.
He's around. Just listen to some records.
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, look at what we're talking about. This is what this episode will do to you. In fact, you'll stop watching it halfway through and you'll probably just end up chatting with your mates. So.
Yeah, I think I was nodding out in this episode.
Oh, really?
Well, we were watching it the other night, right? When we were retired. It was literally Christmas Eve or Christmas night.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, we're dating this episode pretty well.
Yeah, what a time to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, what could they really do for... Imagine the writing room. They've obviously know about Slurm in the Futurama verse, and Fry loves it. It's like he loves it more than he loved Coca-Cola back in the day, even. And so they're like, oh, let's do Fry and the Slurm Factory. It's just like, it's terrible. Yeah, the premise is terrible. The end result is kind of just fine.
The start is good,
but the weakest
the end is
entry
pretty
of the
good.
season.
The whole middle of the episode, especially the Willy Wonka parody parts.
Yeah, the songs.
They fall so flat. There's about 10 minutes in the middle there. The meat and potatoes of the episode is just really boring.
Yeah, who needs it?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's definitely the weakest of season 1. It's the only sort of... Yeah, it's the only sort of...
It's the only proper weak episode in the first season.
I'll say it's the only proper weak
Flight to
episode.
Remember is decent.
Yeah,
this isn't... I wouldn't call it Go So Fast to Say, but this is, like, decent.
What were the two one?
I'd say this is lukewarm.
There was a couple we said were weaker.
Flight to Remember and Big Piece of Garbage I still kind of like.
I don't... Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
like it. It's not one of the classics of the season, but yeah, it's not quite...
And Flight to Remember I think is just decent.
Yeah, it's a bit above Flight to Remember, but that's the same as Flight to Remember with this one. It's just a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I definitely like Flight to Remember more than this. There's funnier bits in it. Like, this doesn't even have any character development or like anything like that. You can say that about Flight to Remember with Fry and Leela or Amy and Kiff.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, homies. You can't say that about Fry and the Slurm Factory, sadly.
Yeah, nothing really. Just Fry chewing his arms off. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Like, I mean, they didn't even do the tunnel scene.
No.
None of these parodies have done the tunnel.
Who would dare?
I guess it's already a...
Tim Burton didn't have a... Did Tim Burton have a tunnel scene?
Nah.
Tim Burton's film was enough of a horrible nightmare in the wrong way.
I was nodding through that one. Okay, this episode's better than that. At the moment. It's
and,
shorter.
I
It's not as
was
funny.
once ill and was spewing, and that was the thing that was in the toilet after my spew was better than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005 by
And
Tim Burton.
it looked a little bit like his Alice in Wonderland too.
It did actually. I was confused. I was like, how did Tim Burton's film like emerge from my stomach?
Yeah, there's this weird smile coming back up.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, what the fuck's this?
Some rabbits jumping out of the bowl saying he's late. And
Yeah,
he looks
yeah.
photorealistic in a cartoon movie. For
I
some
know.
reason.
It was really, and like, and you know what? There's a kind of what I noticed about what was in the toilet is that like there was a bit of like 3D conversion, but it was obviously done like later, like after Avatar's release.
Oh man, it's not as bad as the time that I had 48 frames of diarrhea and it looked like The Hobbit.
Oh, they're not that bad. They're not. No, they kind of are. They are and they aren't.
Yeah.
They are. I didn't mind the first one because I'm just a geek, but it's not good. It's not good. It's crap. I'm not going to acknowledge it on the program. But the next two were they were really fucking bad.
Oh, I'm sure they're bad.
They were really fucking bad. Like, you know how Hobbit 1, like, it was very much like a picture book, kids movie sort of thing, which I didn't hate.
That's how they advertised it. It had that tone. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it definitely had.
But
that
then the
tone.
next two are more like Lord of the Rings. So but they were shot back to back. So I'm not sure what happened.
They wanted the epic action.
I guess they changed the tone of the next two after people hated the first one.
There's no
I'm not sure.
Big action scene in the first one. They obviously have little
They
battles.
escape from the Misty Mountains and there's goblins running about everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Which are distinct from. Here's the thing I always thought was weird about Tolkien. I wasn't sure. In The Hobbit, they're goblins. There's goblins.
Yeah.
And then they make a distinct point of referring to them as orcs in The Lord of the Rings. Now, we're not sure whether the goblins in the Misty Mountains are orcs, or if the orcs at the end of the Battle of the Five Armies are orcs and not goblins. What's what? In this film, the goblins are distinct from orcs.
Okay.
So maybe that they're little creepy crawly things, not humanoid orcs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when you think of a goblin, you think of a stout little guy.
Yeah.
They're little gnome-looking things.
Yeah, Goblin is kind of like.
And the leader's voiced by Barry Humphries.
When those old comic drawings of the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin.
Of course.
That's what I think of when I hear Goblin, because they kind of look like little.
Yeah, we turned 6. I turned 6. I believe Saul turned 5, respectively, when Spider-Man 2002 came out. So, like, that's very impressionable.
Oh,
That's how I
sure.
hear the Goblin.
I'm thinking even more like the comic book look, but yeah.
The cartoon was very prominent around this time.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
older siblings who had seen all this other stuff.
The cartoons and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, the 90s cartoon, I think it was.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm more of an X-Men guy. I was never into Spider-Man, sadly, even as a kid.
Yeah,
He was
Spider-Man.
okay. I just prefer the X-Men, the Hulk, and eventually Iron Man and Batman. When I was 12 when those two films came out, you have to understand what that was like. Oh my god. And Hellboy 2 as well. That was something else.
How old were you when Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was dropped?
I was in year 3, so like I turned.
Sorry, I'm thinking Willy
9.
Wonka, the original.
Oh, my mother was barely in school while I was at that age.
Oh, one thing I always liked about that movie is that they all the grandparents just sleep in like one big bed for some reason.
Yeah.
That's a neat touch. Where was that in this parody? Why isn't that in any
That film
parody?
was shot in Germany.
There are a lot of funny little weird moments in that movie that could be parodied that never get parodied, like the fan thing or "Good day, sir," which eventually did get
That became an
memed.
internet meme years later.
But yeah, in the post early 2000s parody era.
Yeah, because we joked about that at school, how weird that scene was.
Oh, that movie's...
You have nothing.
Yeah.
You get nothing.
Remember when Slugworth like confronts him on the street? And it's like there's creepy. It's like something out of a PSA or something.
And then it turns out like Slugworth's like on his side or
Yeah,
something.
they say he's a spy, but he's just a gaslighting tool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Well, maybe not a lot. It's pretty rudimentary parody thing, but yeah, why did people want to parody that movie so much?
I guess it just meant so much to them. It's like Star Wars parodies,
Yeah.
Matrix parodies, Lord of the Rings parodies after the Peter Jackson films came out. Because you remember after the Matrix comes out, there's Matrix references in Shrek and everything else, South Park.
That's true.
And you just say, oh, enough of it already.
Yeah.
This is great. You didn't even see the Matrix and you were and it's like, oh, enough of this already.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's a bit cringe to reference the Matrix.
Yeah, there's for a few reasons. I guess because the fourth one was so bad doesn't help.
That doesn't help, no.
Yeah, I wish the Wachowskis the best, but man, that fourth one, it's like the first Matrix is about everything that it's about, and the fourth movie is about how there's no new IPs in Hollywood. Noel Oakeshot's review of Matrix 4 is like the finest piece of film criticism in the 21st century, or at least that's about a contemporary film. There's some good pieces about, I've read some really good pieces about older films, like everything in the Alan Dwan dossier, which I've talked about, is brilliant. But yeah, nevertheless, we talked a lot more about everything else than Frying the Slurm Factory because I just think that's more entertaining, fun, and I like the idea that might irritate people slightly.
Maybe, yeah, but wouldn't you be more irritated if we just went through beat by beat, joke by joke of this kind of depressing episode?
Well, see, that's why I do this sort of thing. That's why I don't follow formulas, because it's like, that's why I don't read out the plot of a film sometimes. It's like, do you really want me to sit here and tell you what the movie's about? You've either seen the film and you don't need me to, or you haven't seen the film and you don't want me to do that.
Do you know how many times I've gone, oh yeah, I'll check out that. That seems like an interesting topic to watch a 10-minute YouTube video on, and the first 5 minutes is explaining the context, which I already know, and it's just lifted off Wikipedia or something.
It's like, Final Fantasy came out, it was called Final Fantasy 4, it was called Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just all this sort of...
Everyone knows that!
Yeah, all this useless beginner-level information that's just everyone wastes time with. But be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe.
No! Don't do any of those things.
Yeah, in fact, unsubscribe, hit the dislike.
Yeah, do
no
all...
one tracks it anymore.
Actually do that.
Actually,
literally do that. I don't give a fuck. Just because, like, I do this, you know... It's just fun. I would literally like laugh if I woke up tomorrow morning and there's just dislikes everywhere. I'm just like, oh fuck me, what have we done?
Does it even pop up?
Not publicly.
But does it even pop up on your account?
Or dislikes.
Yeah.
Well, you can check the video, yeah.
I guess so.
Because now you can't actually check. YouTube doesn't show dislikes publicly anymore because it's a safe space. Yeah. It's only you know if your video's got disliked.
Yeah. YouTube's a platform to view Baby Shark. Of course, got to get them Baby Shark views in. Or as the present my date this one at Christmas. The present my uncle got from my brother got from my other brother for his nephew was a big giant baby shark that looked like it was coked out. So now it's Cocaine Shark.
Is there anything to do with Street Shark?
Street Sharks?
In the 90s.
Oh man, Street Sharks is the most slacker thing ever. I'm surprised they never put Fry in a Street Shark shirt or something like that and, skate around. Man, it's one of those things where you'll see it in like a retro clothes store. It's just Street Shark shirt and you're like, man, there were too many fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle knockoffs back in the day.
Yeah, Battletoads was the best of them.
Oh, Battletoads is where it's at. Try finish that game, guys.
You can't rare rewind makes it easier.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Anyway.
You get to level 3.
You want to call it here?
May as well.
Everybody do something else. Don't watch this episode.